and welcome back to another installment of Movie Review, also known as Fuck Around and Find Out Movie Reviews. And today we are going to be looking at the 2017 horror movie Wish Upon, starring Joey King. Okay, so the movie starts off with, you know, a little Claire, and her mom. She's running out. She finished painting something and then ran outside to like throw something in the trash. Uh, Joey's, little Claire is, riding her bike, you know, down the road her dog, with her dog, and then comes back to like, check on her mom, and then her mom hung herself. And then she wakes up and goes to school, not before telling, her dad, like, hey, I love you, this, that, and third. And, she rides a bike over to her neighbors and then drops off her uncle's mail. And then, like, not paying attention, the bully kid, like, it's three main bully kids in the group, and they, you know, run her over. Well, make her crash into like this trash can, and so you know, one of the bullies was like, "Hey, get out the way, Twitter," something like that, and then like she winds up going back to school with a cut up knee, and here we meet, her best friends, June and Meredith. Meredith is the black chick who, is playing like zombie hunter on her phone. It's basically like Ghostbusters mixed with, yeah, it's basically like Ghostbusters, but like in the Pokemon Go version of it. But like, yeah. So they all go, you know, put up like flyers for like this scavenger hunt, and like since it's being in high school, like these dudes, like high school boys, like try to take a picture of like Claire's butt or whatever. The side character Ryan, he was like, nah, bro, that's not cool. The bully like throws her drink at the poster. Is like, hey, recycle, recycle much. And it's like, yeah, no. And so, yeah, and so after that, uh, yeah, and so after that, Claire's dad like goes to this house, and like he sifts through the garbage and finds this music box. Oh yeah, and Claire's dad is a dumpster diver, just so you know. And so he brings back home with him this music box, and so Claire's like, "Hey, I got you, a salad. It's good for you. Here you go." So after, she looks at the music box upstairs in her room. Yeah, she looks at the music box upstairs in her room and notices, it has like a lock on it and Chinese, writing on it. And so with a mirror, but, after that, Her first wish was to make the bully girl rot. Darcy Chapman to rot. Um, and unbeknownst to Claire, the music box it chimes this creepy little tune, and she's like, "Huh, I wonder what that is." And then like pays no mind to it ever again. She winds up Darcy Chapman along with the two other bullies. Like she winds up waking up and going to the bathroom and realizing like her skin is turning black and she's like rotting or whatnot. Instead of calling the ambulance, one of the main characters whips out their phone to take a picture of it. Cut to school with Claire, Meredith, and June. Meredith, who is the black character, like, is too excited about it. Like, she really was excited. She was like, oh man, like, she was like, I'm ecstatic, man. I don't feel bad at all for her. I was like, yeah, that's a psychopath in the making. Like, and then the bullies, entourage, comes up and is like, hey, we're starting a GoFundMe, which like if anybody has like done that, like fundraisers or GoFundMe's, that's usually reserved for like online. I've never done a GoFundMe, like just pulled off my hat and like, hey, we're starting to GoFundMe. Could you put money in my hat, please? No, that is strictly an online thing. So Meredith, being the smartass that she is, was like, hey, go fund this, and then like, flips them off. And Claire, being the brightest bulb in the bunch, but not really, wishes that the popular dude could fall madly in love with her. And you could actually see how like that turned out. He winds up stalking her. Okay. So, after that, oh, my bad. The bully, June and Meredith, they wind up, laughing or whatnot. And the bully girl, Darcy Chapman, is like, hey, what are you laughing at? And it's like, you're smegma. And like, basically Claire was calling her smegma. If you don't know what smegma is, that is a white ophidious substance. It's created by the male and or mixed in with the female genitalia fluid. That's what that is. And so Claire just called Darcy Chapman that, which is gross, which winds up leading to a slap fight. And that slap fight winds up to being a shoving match. And the most hilarious part was that Meredith yelled out, hey, grab her by her hair and rip her out like a newborn baby fresh out of the vagina. Like, first of all, who came up with the dialogue to this movie? Because Like it couldn't have been anybody black. Something ain't white about this. That's all I'm saying. Cause who is this movie targeted for? Cause it sure wasn't targeted for adults. I'm just saying. This cringy dialogue. But anyway, like after that, the jock grabs his girlfriend, and then Meredith and June they grab her friend, and then they go to uh, and then it cuts to the then it cuts to Claire at her neighbor's house, getting patched up, and then it cuts back to Claire making a wish that the popular kid popular kid falls in love with her, which in turn causes her dog to die, get eaten by rats. But before that, like, no, 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 no. Her first wish, uh, for Darcy Chapman to ride causes, her dog to die. Then her, you know, popular kid, falling in love with her causes uh, her neighbor to die in the most cliche way possible. Her hair gets caught inside of the disposal, and like we thinking like her scalp's gonna get ripped off. Nope, her neck snaps. And then like we get this final destination like fake out where like she's boiling water on the stove and it's getting too hot. Like we're thinking the stove is like the water's gonna like splash on her and like melt her face, but no. Turns out like after all of that, uh, she walks into her neighbor getting like you know checking on her neighbor. She freaks out, and her dad's consoling her. After that, she's at home, and so yeah, and so she bumps into something that her dad like picked up from his many adventures in dumpster diving, and so she goes upstairs. So she goes upstairs and wishes for like her uncle to leave her like everything, and it turns out he dies. Like he slips in the tub and then bashes his head in of with the first he slips in the tub and then hits the back of his head. And then after that, he like tries to get up and then like hits his head real hard on the faucet, dies. So yeah, after that, they he dies and she leaves him everything, and he leaves her everything, and she like the first thing is like she buys a car, she's out with her, she invites the dad gives her like an unlimited card, and like he's like, hey, call the girls, and so they have like this montage of like spending time together, like buying clothes, trying on clothes, taking pictures of food, and posting it on the internet, and then they like her friends. They go out with, they leave her house with bags, and that, and then uh, just yeah, and then after that, uh the box slowly corrupts her into making more wishes. She's like, hey, I wish to be popular. And so, the next minute she is popular and winds up like going to like a party with, you know, the popular kid. Unbeknownst to him, like he's been put under a spell due to her, wishing to own the music box. Then after that, like, then after that, she like her dad almost gets like Final Destination like jump scared and like trying to change a tire. He crawls underneath of his car to remove a bolt from underneath the car and put it, and he winds up almost getting crushed by his car because he put a jack underneath of it to raise it, and he narrowly escapes. After that, uh, yeah, that did not happen. So yeah, after that, they wind up going to this. Oh, and yeah, Ryan's cousin like has a guy who could translate ancient Chinese, and you know he they take the Chinese box to the cousin, and she has the guy translate it, and he said, and so they wind up translating the message on the box, but she dies. Ryan's cousin dies, and so Ryan's like, "Hey, how many wishes have you made? Did you make any wishes?" And she's like, "Consumed with power." She was like, "No, I haven't made any wishes." This, that, and the third, and so she's like, "I gotta go." She's like, "I gotta go." And he's like, "Hey, you can't run from this." And he's like, "Yeah, you actually can't." So after that, I don't know what happened next. Nor do I care, but like she wishes that her dad was normal. I'm talking about clean shaven beard, playing the saxophone. Her friend is like, your dad's hot, like sriracha hot, like again, who came up with this dialogue? This dialogue is like, I'm convinced like whoever came up with the movie in general, like like they stepped into like 2007 because like 17 because 2017 because I'm pretty sure teenagers don't talk like that. But anyway, uh, yeah, she wishes that he was normal, and so like she was, she confront, she tells her friends, June and Meredith about the wish box, and Meredith was like, "You are a selfish bowl of bitch sauce," and I was like, "That's a weird." Like that is a weird, um, that's a weird insult. And so she was like, hey, you didn't wish for anything. You could have wished for world peace and all this, that, and the third, but you didn't wish for anything for me in June. And I'm like, go back for when like she got into the mansion and y'all left her house with like 2, 3 bags apiece. Y'all went shopping and this, that, and the third. So like, yeah. So it's just her friend June was like, hey, if it's like messing up your life that bad, why don't you get rid of it? The smartest decision ever. Did not come from the main character. It came from her friend. Just get rid of the box. Just get rid of the box. And so Claire tries to get rid of the box, but in doing so, she hears her father on the saxophone, and she decides to put it up in an event cover. So, after that, uh, yeah, they wind up going to this scavenger hunt. And when they go to the scavenger hunt, she has some time alone with the jock. And so she's like, hey, can I see your phone? He was like, yeah. And so she gets upset because he has pictures of her like on some like just taking pictures of her like stalking her. But correct me if I'm wrong, but Claire was the one who initiated that in the first place. Like I said, love spells in any movie with witchcraft does not work, for with witchcraft. Like she gets upset at him because like he has pictures of her on his phone, sleeping this that, and third, but like you the one who like told him wish that he could fall in love with you, and the wish came true. So when she like breaks up with him, they go back to doing the scavenger hunt. Another fake out ensues with like the burning scarecrow. They find the first scavenger hunt clue, and they go to this like mall area, and then instead of Meredith like staying with the group, she goes up to the very top of the floor suite in the elevator for Monster Mutant Hunter Pokemon Go edition. So, after everything is this, that, and the third, Claire lies to June, and June's like, hey, did you get rid of the box? Claire's like, yes, I did. So after catching the ghost of whatever she was getting ready to catch, she heads back down. Meredith heads back down. This is where we got the fake out death scene from, because Claire's dad was, going to get crushed by the car. Turns out the elevator malfunctioned and started plummeting all the way down. It crash lands like down to the ground floor where June and Claire is. She winds up getting impaled by glass. June was like, "Hey, this is your fault. You did this. This, that, and the third." Um, turns out that turns out that after that, Ryan goes to see her. They, he pulls her to the side and was like, "Hey, this is what happened. The box has been, the box has been, shifting hands, and each time it's been shifting hands. A Yao Guai, which is, a Chinese demon, kind of like a jinn, has been, collecting the people who have made all of their wishes. So, like, yeah, and then he hit her with the most smoothest, "Hey, how many wishes have you made?" And she was like, "5." He was like, "I never meant for this to happen." He was like, "Nah, bullshit. Everybody's dead. You can't wish that back. You can't wish that away." And so she was like, "Can you help me?" He was like, "I wish I'd never met you. That's what I wished." And like, bro, everybody was dead. Like, and so try as hard as they may, the box is indestructible. They tried burning it. They tried like smashing it with the hammer, and nope, didn't work. So they wind up, locking it, uh, padlock style, and putting it back up air duct. Uh, yeah, her boyfriend, who had been stalking her the previous night, who she, confronted about the pictures, this, that, and the third, winds up appearing into her room, ninja style, and slitting his wrist to a point where he's dead. So after that, Ryan and Claire, they wind up talking. He was like, "Maybe the box is done with you. You know, is there anything that you haven't wished that that you wished for that you didn't need?" She was like, "No." And so a budding romance ensues between the two. Um, turns out that dude didn't, the uncle didn't pay like his taxes on the house, so they wind up moving back into the house that they were previously living in. So, after that, she winds up trying to, retrieve the music box. The music box is not there. Turns out everything went back to normal. The bully girl is still in school and still tormenting Claire. Claire, like, just walks around the halls and, feels sad because of Meredith's death. So after that, um, she talks to June, and then June turns out to have the music box. And so she confronts June, saying, like, "Hey, why do you have the music box? Why would you bring it here?" She was like, "Hey, I have family at home too." She was like, "Why would you bring it here?" She was like, "Hey, give it here." And so Claire winds up stealing the music box away from, June. June's like, "Hey, just let it go." And so they wind up wrestling for the music box. And June winds up tumbling down the stairs, which wasn't really believable at all. She's still alive, or like dead, if interpretation wise. Um, yeah. So after that, Ryan winds up with you like you just incapacitated your friend. She was like, "Hey, I'm not ready to give it up yet. I'm not ready to give up the music box." He was like, "Hey, I thought we were done with this." He was like, "Hey, I have two more wishes, and I will use one of them on you." It's like she was like, "Hey, if you don't back up, I will use one on you." And I'm like, "Is she really going to though?" So after that, she winds up wasting one wish on her mom, and then once her mom like comes back, she winds up running downstairs outside and causing her father's friend to like trip, well, lose control of the ladder and slice her father to bits by the chainsaw that her father's friend was using, which in turn, again, that was her fault because had she not done that, like her father would have been alive, and yeah. But anyway, she has one wish left, and what do you think she used it on? Used it for? I wish I never found this music box. So she winds up like waking up and then like putting the music box back to where she found, like her father originally found it. But then like, yeah, she winds up getting the music box, but instead of like, I don't know, burying it like underground or something, she gives it to her friend, Ryan. And then they have this banter on like multiverses and all this, then third. She winds up kissing him, but then like gets hit by a car, the very same like bully's car. And she was like, "Hey, I swear I didn't see her. I didn't see her at all." And then like she winds up like flying and like hitting, yeah, she winds up flying a considerable distance and like dying. And so like that was the end of the movie. And then like if you have like a DVD, like yeah, if you have like the DVD of Wish Upon, like and like the post credit scene, like it shows Ryan like going to bury the music box, but like he waits till the last minute to like look at the music box and then looks at the camera and like I don't know. They were gonna try to like get us with, hey, it's gonna be a part two. It's gonna be a sequel. No, no, it's not. It's not gonna be a sequel. But all in all, this movie, it wasn't scary. It was funny. More of a comedy. Yeah, it was a comedy. I couldn't help but laugh. I couldn't help but like say, "What is going on here?" Like, in all actuality, if I had a music box like that, I and like crazy stuff was happening. Crazy stuff was happening. Uh, uh, every time the box, I'm getting rid of the music box. Like, yeah, I'm gonna get rid of the music box. No questions asked. I'm gonna do my research on the music box, but I'm gonna get rid of the music box. I'm gonna pass that on to somebody else. But as always, I'm your host, Red Hood 29. This has been Wish Upon Movie Review from Mess Around and Find Out playlist. I am your host, Red Hood 29. I will catch y'all in the next video. Peace.